and welcome to the subtext. I'm Savannah Dulce. Recently, I was talking with my one of my best friends and great roommates, Adriana, and she was talking about a movie that I really love. It was kind of a crazy discovery because for some reason I brought up this movie that I really love. Night is Short. The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. Okay, if you haven't seen this movie, watch it. It's really good. Okay, it's really good, and you might be confused. We're gonna get into it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I was talking to Adriana, and she was really confused by the plot. She was like, "What the heck was even going on?" She said she was sleep deprived, so I gave her, I gave her that. Okay, I get it. Okay, fine. But it was crazy because we were like, "Wait, you know, Night Short Walk On Girl? You know Night Short Walk On Girl? Oh, what?" And then I started info dumping about it because I love it so much. So the reason I watched that movie in the first place is because I love the voice actor Kellen Goff, and he voices one of the main characters. Okay, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But anyway, she said she found it confusing, and I totally get that. Upon first watch of this movie, yeah, you're going to be a little confused. I was too, but because I'm crazy, I watched it like 3 times. Okay, I'm lying, more than 3. It was, when I found this movie, it was like COVID, like pandemic, like locked in my house, and I was 17. What was I going to do? Well, I was going to watch The Night is Short, Walk On Girl 17 times. So she was talking about, Adriana was watching this with her boyfriend, and, they watched the trailer first, and apparently it was really misleading. So I went and watched it, and I thought it was mostly okay. It doesn't give away anything, and the movie's really like chaotic and like whimsical. But there's a point later on in the movie where you go into like Kellen Goff's character, his head. Wait, let me look at the characters for. Okay, his name is just Senpai, so that's why I couldn't remember it. So Kellen Goff's character, Senpai, you go into his head later on when he's having like a fever dream. Like it's literally, he has a fever and you're like in his mind while he's resting, whatever. And stuff gets really crazy and it's all very like abstract and like you don't know what's going on. And so I sat Adriana down and I go, okay, we're going to talk about it. Okay, we're going to talk about it. Did you see the cowboys? The cowboys are my favorite characters. So there are cowboys inside Senpai's head, and they basically run rampant through his mind, and he has like little versions of him inside his mind. This is all very incoherent, but it's kind of in theme of the movie. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch the movie, okay? But there's a bunch of like little hymns, and they're running his mind like I don't like government, I guess, or like council, whatever. And when he's around his crush, which is, her name is Girl with Black Hair, okay? That's right, none of the characters in this movie have like, well, some of them have real names, but I mean, kind of not really. But whenever his crush is around, he kind of panics, and all the little guys in his head are like, "Oh my god, what do we do? We're gonna die. We gotta do something drastic." And while that's fun on its own, during this fever dream, all these cowboys come in, and they run rampant, and they have little guns, and they're going yeehaw, and like, you know, this is a Japanese animated movie, so of course the cowboys are very like American, so they say like yeehaw, and and they have guns, and the guns don't make a real gun sound, and they just go pew 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 pew. Peak cinema, guys, peak cinema. But I was explaining to Adriana, like, well, actually that represents like his lust or like his sex drive or something like that. I read that once, I think. I don't know. But literally, he is like, it's a war within his own mind. And this girl with the black hair, she acts as sort of this manic pixie dream girl. In the way that like she's just so whimsical and so like free spirited that she moves through his mind just like being herself, being so sweet, and all of the chaos in his mind just like gone. And then they get to, then he's like lets his walls down, and they're able to like be together, plan a date, whatever. It just is hard to explain. It's a great movie. It's also the end of the movie, so it's yeah, she's actually peak manic pixie dream girl, because this movie doesn't treat her as like a means to an end. Usually I go by the definition that cinema therapy uses, which is like a manic pixie dream girl is like a girl whose sole purpose in the movie is to like awaken something within the male character, which yes, this movie does do, and that's why I'm labeling her as that. But also, like, most of the movie is centered around her and her whimsy and her, like, just, like, I don't even, like, she's just so fun. She loves to drink alcohol. She literally can't get drunk. Like, her tolerance, through the roof. Like, non-existent. I mean, it is existent. It's too existent. But she is open to like all these different practices that people like. She meets weird people along her journey through night, and all of the whole movie takes place in one night. Okay, read the title. Night Shore Walk on Girl. It all happens within one night, and throughout the night she's meeting all these different like characters who are so weird, and so like, I don't know. There's a character called Don Underwear, and he vows to never change his underwear until he meets his like Apple Girl, or finds his Apple Girl, whatever. Don't ask me. I don't know. Don't ask me. All I'm gonna say is, he thinks it's for luck, and she hears it. She's like, oh yeah, normal person, obviously. And so I think like her having her own journey like by herself, and just like introducing like these like great connections and experiences to all the people she meets throughout the night is like, it makes her such a good manic pixie dream girl, because it's not just for the sole purpose of like fulfilling one guy's like, I don't know, like character arc or something like that. Like, it's literally everyone she meets. Like, almost like she's magical. She literally is magical. She's magic to me. Hey, she's magic to me, okay? All right. And then we got to get into some of the problems, okay? Not on her part. She's perfect, I think. I think totally she's great. It's Senpai, voiced by Kellen Goff. Now, he's somewhat of a stalker, and somewhat, I mean, like, extremely so. And, I never want to excuse that. But he's so very nice about the way he does it. So he arranges for them to kind of bump into each other a lot. And every time they bump into each other, girl with the black hair says like, oh, what a coincidence. And he'll say, it's chance. And he's hoping that will lead her to be like, oh, it's chance, so we must be like fated to be together. And this movie has a really big emphasis on fate. Like, she says, I'm just gonna let fate take me to like see where I go. And I think that's also why she's so open to everything. But also, okay, let me get back to my point. Senpai follows her around. He's been in love with her, madly in love with her, his words, for a long time now. And he does do some stalking stuff, but then throughout the rest of the movie, he throughout the rest of the movie, he's doing nice stuff for her. Like, she talks about this book she had from childhood, like, once at a used bookstore, and he's like, I'm gonna make it my mission to get her that book that she owned when she was a child because she wants it so bad, and give it to her. Yeah. Hey, that's kind of crazy. That's a little bit crazy. But it's also kind of nice. Hey, what do I always say? At least he's putting in effort. How many of you guys get effort from your man, your senpai? Riddle me that. Exactly. So, eventually he does get the book, and he gives it to her. And he has this opportunity to know all about her from his best friend, the director of director of school festivals. Okay, that's his name. Because of course that's his name. Okay. And he's like, well, we have a lot of information on her, if you want to know. Don't you want to know about her? And he's like, really tempting, really tempting, really tempting, really tempting. I have a freaking mission to do. I have a mission, and I'm going to complete it. Okay, it's going to be done. So yeah, there is the issue of stalking in this movie. And hey, what can you do? What can you do? And they're both a little stupid also. Hey, spoiler alert in case you haven't noticed. At the end of the movie, they finally meet. Again, she moves through his mind, gets through his obstacle. He lets down this like fear of rejection and is like, okay, she's so whimsical. She's just able to move through his body. Okay, let's go for it. And they finally like meet. They know of each other beforehand, but they don't really know anything about each other. And so when they finally get together and she finds the book that he got for her in his apartment, she's like, oh my gosh, this is the one I had. Fate must have led me here tonight. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, hey, why don't we spend some time? Why don't we do something? Let's hang out. And she's like, okay. And then they're like going on a date and you see her walking up and she's like, wait a minute. Is this a date? Is this a date? I'm pretty darn sure. I'm pretty sure it was obvious, bro. Sorry for yelling. But that made me really mad. And then he has this stupid realization too. I forget exactly what it was, but it made me mad. And so they're both a little stupid. And I think that for that reason, they are fated and they should be together. And that's that. But again, I first watched this movie because I was like in love with Kellen Goff. If you don't know who Kellen Goff is, yes, you do. You just don't know. You just don't know what you know. You know? Here's Kellen. Let's pull it up, okay? I'm gonna look up behind the voice actors, and if you guys don't know what this site is, this was my thing. Again, COVID pandemic lockdown when I was 16, 17, and I didn't have a life, okay? So, Kellen Goff, you know him, and I know you do. Most recently, he was in the In Your Dreams movie, 2025, as the Sandlings. This dude is so good for playing little creatures. If you saw the Despicable Me, is the movie when he's a boy, and I forget the number because there's so many of them now. Or was it a Minions movie? I don't know. I'm not an expert, but he plays the little gold guys who get the group of. Okay, besides the point, Kellen Goff, Toy Freddy, okay, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I'm so excited. It hasn't come out yet. I'm gonna watch it, and if you aren't gonna go see it, then get out of here. I don't want you here. Thank you. He does a lot of voicing for Five Nights at Freddy's. I believe he's Molten Freddy. I believe he is Rockstar Freddy. Okay. Show me the Five Nights at Freddy's. He's Sun and Moon, okay, in Security Breach. Oh my gosh. I'm literally... Okay, it was Minions. It was Minions: The Rise of Gru. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. He's done a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, and he was in the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie as Foxy, and then he's gonna be in the new one. I'm so excited. Okay. Sorry, I'm turning back into my 17-year-old self. Forgive me. Kellen Goff is literally my goat. And I was like super duper in love with him. It was a little bit parasocial. Forgive me. Okay, again, I was 17. Can we get over it? Thanks. Sorry. I still have Twitch clips that I save from interactions with him when I would like donate or like subscribe or follow or something, and he'd be like, thank you for the sub, and I'd clip it and be like, yeah, he talked to me. No, he didn't. Yeah. And speaking of FNAF, I miss MatPat. I miss Matthew Patthew. Y'all, come on. I heard he's gonna be in the... I know he was in, like, the first Five Nights at Freddy's as a little cameo thing, but I heard he's, like, for real gonna be in the next one. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna see it, okay? So we'll find out. But I really do miss Matthew Patthew, and it's because of him that I know any lore about Five Nights at Freddy's at all. And now that he's gone, I've refused to learn any more. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna learn Five Nights at Freddy's lore without Matthew Patthew teaching me in present. Okay? Like, it's just not gonna happen. So from this point on, I don't know anything about FNAF, and I haven't for a long time, okay? I don't know. What happened to Phone Guy? Who is that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not an expert on the lore. Sorry. I'm not going to be an expert on the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, and you're going to have to forgive me for that. But one thing about lore, I do know lore, just not for the right things, okay? You know what I know lore about? Overwatch and Apex Legends. Now, when I say I know the lore, I say I know it loosely, and I only know the stuff that I actually care about. And what do we know about it? Again, I was talking to a wonderful best friend roommate, Adriana, and I'm like, hey, I know you're not even like into video games like that, and like, you know, I know you like don't even like, you don't care, you don't give a gaff, bro. I know you don't give a gaff, but can I tell you something about the Apex lore? And once she says yes, and I know that she will, she's gonna give me an inch, and I'm gonna take her on the track, okay? And I'm going, okay, we're gonna sit down. And when I say Apex lore, I mean we're gonna put on the launch trailers for each season. Okay, watch. Okay, yeah, that's Bloodhound. Yeah, and that's Horizon. Yep. Oh, that's Mirage right there. Yeah. Yep. That's Crypto. Yep. And I explain what was happening in the fandom at the time. I was like, yeah, dude, people were shipping Watson and Octane. It was crazy. and then I have to supply the updates also as we go through. I'm like, yeah, and then people were shipping Watson and Crypto. Can you believe that? Keep in mind, Adriana's like, that's crazy. And so I hate that a lot of what you need to know is like in the launch trailers. And the launch trailers are like the same format every time. It's like boom, 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 fighting action, someone gets killed, but by who? And then all of a sudden it's like this cool introduction of the new character. And you're like, oh, another one? Wait, there's another character? What? And then they'll have like a moment to just focus on like a new like weapon in the game, and it feels like product placement in movies. and you're like, hold up, why'd they just zoom in on a freaking random gun? Like I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, yep, that's when they just released it. Gosh, they released it that long ago? Dang. And and the funny thing about Apex lore is the game itself, there's nothing there. The game itself, it's a battle royale game. You go in, you get a squad, you drop on the map, and you try to kill other squads. Like, that's how it works. The lore, you could literally not know a single thing about it and be fine. You can play the game. It's fine. You don't even have to know the characters' names. You don't. And you're not going to need to know. You just need to look at their character ability chart. And then you're like, okay, I know what that is. But because something's wrong with me, I'm like, no, we gotta know about this. We gotta know. Hey, if I'm gonna pick a main, I'm gonna know everything about them, okay? And my main for a long time used to be Revenant. And if you don't know who Revenant is, he's a horrible... He's like this guy who got like brainwashed, and he was a robot, but he thought he was human, and he killed all the people because he thought he was just doing his job, and basically he got like a revamped look like a few years ago, and now he's bald. He's always been bald, but now he's really bald. Like, he used to have like, I don't even know. He had a headscarf, and then they just gave him like this hood, and you could he's got like a freaking like 8 head, bro. Like, they doubled his... Oh my god. That was a terrible day for me. Oh my god. They made my main bald. They made my main bald! Oh well. That's okay. Okay, I'm not gonna get caught up in Apex lore, because then I'm just gonna have to tell everything. We'll do that next episode. Next episode, we're gonna learn about Apex lore together. There's a lot to get through. Yep, there's a lot to get through. So that'll be the end for me. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Savannah Dulce. This is the subtext. I really have nothing to promote except, thank you. I'll see you next time.